Quick. All right, welcome to the latest episode of the Colman Power Organic Fitness Podcast. This episode is a Q&A. Before we get in and on to the questions that we're going to touch on, I just want to say thanks very much for listening. Not enough people say thanks and are positive, and I am both of those. I am thankful and positive. So you're listening to the right show right now. So we're going to touch on 4 different questions that I pulled from social media platforms. TikTok, Colman Power, Organic Fitness, it's literally my name and all of them. Instagram, Colman Power. So first question, what are the correct ratio of protein, fats, and carbs in a meal? Okay, that comes in the first question. The next one is, can you get a good workout in with just body weight? Next question we got, do eggs affect your cholesterol? Following that, are you doing growing courses? And on the final topic of that is, when is the next retreat? I'll be answering and touching on those topics in this week's show, in that order too. So first of the questions is, what is the correct ratio of protein, fats, and carbs in a meal? And that comes in from Instagram. And that comes from difficult for me to read, but I'll spell out the letters. Insta, DEDR7. There we go. So what's the correct ratio for each meal? Is different because it depends on your current height, weight, and activity levels. For the most part, I recommend people to get in about 40%, especially in a fat loss phase, open it up between 30 and 40% of your protein in each meal. You don't have to track your calories or your macros to lose weight or to be healthy, but it's having a better understanding of foods, understanding what foods contain what. We'll give you the example of aiming for around 30 grams of protein in each of your main meals. How is that made up for breakfast? We'll give you an example of my breakfast. So we'll go with 3 eggs is 7 grams of protein each. So 3 sevens are 21. You can have a slice of sourdough bread, which would then be also some carbohydrates, but there's 5 grams of protein. Always try add up your protein sources. So that would be 1 slice of sourdough brown bread, preferably for added fiber, good for your gut health. Try to maximize the benefits of what you do. And on top of that, then you're trying to add in maybe some nuts and seeds that would bump you up even more. So we're at 21. We went 5 more than that. We went to 26. 15 grams of hemp seeds. I know these off the top of my head because I do them on a regular basis with people that I train. I track foods at the start of my fitness journey. I don't anymore. Okay. Unless it was really specific and I wanted to do maybe some sort of bodybuilding competition, which I'm not interested in at all. I did before. I actually did a podcast on that. But 15 grams of hemp seeds is going to get you another 5 grams of protein. So that's 26, that's 31 grams of protein. In that there, we have 3 different sources of protein, and it is a balanced meal. So that's my breakfast. There's a breakfast thrown in the mix. If you wanted to have a smoothie, you could have initially hemp seeds, you could have flax seeds, chia seeds, and you have a protein scoop, and that would hit your 30 grams of protein as well. There's 2 options there on the Organic Fitness program, smoothies or a classic sourdough bread, or oats will be another one for your carbohydrates with hemp seeds. There you go. And add greens to both of those. Breakfastas, I was going to say in Irish, but I kind of went in between. Then for lunch, again, have a protein source. Typically, I like to go with either tofu or maybe some tempeh. Give an example for lunch because it's high fiber. Again, looking after your gut, because not a lot of people are having, I suppose, enough fiber in their diet. Fiber is something that keeps you fuller for longer, prevents cravings. So I'm giving the examples of, we'll go with tofu, let's say 150, maybe 200 grams of protein found. 200 grams of tofu is double 12. If that's in 100 grams, has 12 grams of protein, is 24 grams of protein with 200 grams of tofu. Straight off the bat then, what's our next item we can add in for protein source at lunchtime? I'd recommend some pumpkin seeds. Okay, that will really bump you up on not only protein but also zinc. Zinc is good for your immune system, good for your skin health, and healthy hair. I do recommend it. I do recommend the old pumpkin seeds. So that is about 15 grams of pumpkin seeds. Again, will get you roughly around 5 grams of protein. So around 24 plus 5 is 29. We are going in, and after that then, that's about 29 grams of protein. That's fine in that main meal. Then a yogurt for snacks in between, if that's something you enjoy. I definitely recommend maybe sprinkling in some flax seeds into that. That will get you not only a little bit of protein, but healthy fats, and healthy fats that are essential for the body, omega-3 healthy fats. For the most part, you're adding in these foods to try and make the meals maybe a little bit more balanced. And if you had fruit in it there, that was my go-to snack. So we're going in with a yogurt. We're going with the healthy fats in the flax seeds, and most certainly healthy fats in the yogurts, some fruit. And if you had cinnamon, that would be an added advantage, winning, because there's high in antioxidants. It controls your blood sugar levels, preventing cravings. And we don't typically crave broccoli. So having these types of snacks, if I'm on the go, I will literally stop into the shop, try get a yogurt, high protein again. You can go dairy, try get it organic, or definitely get it grass-fed with Irish products. And if you are getting a non-dairy one, make sure again it's the natural flavor. Adding in flavors such as fruit, any fruit flavor you like. People go, oh, Colman, I love this taste of strawberry yogurts. Add in goddamn strawberries. Get them. Get organic blueberries there in the shop. Sprinkle them on. You're done. You're dusted. No added sugars, no stabilizers, none of that funny stuff with loads of ingredients listed on the back of it. Just sticking to single ingredients as best you can to get a healthier diet and routine going for you. And then for a main meal of the day, again, protein source. Always start with protein. Then add in some veg and add in some carbohydrates. So typically, I would recommend to reduce down your carbohydrates on a fat loss phase to in the region of about 20 to 30 grams of protein for a 6-week phase that I have on the Organic Fitness program. Then you can tailor and tweak it any which way you like. You can bump up your carbohydrates. And it's why I do that is because if you want to lose body fat, you need to tone down your carbohydrates, not eliminate them. On the keto diet is most certainly something that helps you tap into your fat stores as a result of carbohydrates being converted into glycogen. Once you deplete your glycogen stores, which is stored in your muscle, any part of your body that has muscle, everybody has muscle, otherwise you'd literally just be a bag of bones and skin and a couple of organs in between. So when you are reducing down your glycogen levels in those workouts or in your activity levels, you then, when you get into a finisher, high intensity, you then are able to tap into your fat stores a hell of a lot easier. So that's, I suppose, the grand scheme of things, why I like to tailor down the carbohydrates. But remember, we actually don't have, there's no essential carbohydrate. There's essential proteins and amino acids we must consume from our diet, and there's essential essential healthy fats that we must consume from our diet, such as omega-6 and omega-3. And I suppose that is, in a nutshell, it. If you, going back to the question, what's the correct ratio for each meal? You need to look at your overall food consumptions for that day, as well as your either personal trainer or coach or nutritionist looking into what your fitness goal is. But that was a great question, and we expanded on that here on this week's episode. Next one in, Nora Crowley comes up with the question with, can you get a good workout in with just body weight? You certainly can. It's a great way, whether you're traveling or you don't currently have weights. I used to do a lot of those myself, and I suppose used clips and videos from YouTube that were, I suppose, helping me to maintain the current physique that I had and improving my fitness. But for people who are looking to have a little more toned physique, I do recommend a minimum requirement of 2 sets of dumbbells. They're very easily gotten, getting them in either online, delivered straight to your door, getting them in a sports shop. And what you're going to do there is you're going to tear more muscle fibers as opposed to just doing body weight alone. You can, if you are doing those body weight exercises. For some people I do train, they do use body weight exercises just because they don't have dumbbells, or it's a starting point that they're where they're at right now. Excuse me. And on top of that, that's where they work up towards. You go from body weight then to dumbbells. It's progression. Starting off with lighter dumbbells, 3 kg. I'm using 5 kg. For one of the first lockdowns, I had nothing but 5 kg. Before that, I had a bag. And because I used to work out in the gym up for a high percentage, now the workouts at home are suiting me very well. With a kettlebell that I got, 10 kg, plenty heavy for a lot of the exercises that I do. But it's an added advantage when you use added weight. You tear more muscle fibers. When you tear more muscle fibers, you burn more calories. As a result of that, you are getting your best bang for your buck with those weights that help you build a more lean and toned physique. And that's why I enjoy it, because again, when I started off my fitness journey, I was doing nothing but bodyweight exercises at home and hoping that I would kind of look more toned and try and build a bit of lean muscle tissue. But for the most part, you're much better off using some light dumbbells at home or incorporating them into your training style to have your best ability to look and feel your best as a result of that. Like whether you're going to the gym, doing those bodyweight exercises, or you're doing them at home, like 20 minutes is absolutely loads. Fitting them in at least 4 days a week. That's because it's just above 40% of the week, or it's above 50% of the week, apologies. And if you're doing 5 sessions, that's great too. The 20 minutes is something that's kind of thrown out there because what I want people to do is for about 18 minutes of that workout, you're using large muscle groups, you're using squats, you're using shoulder presses, you're using bent over rows, you're incorporating in maybe some of the straight bent or stiff leg deadlifts. Again, working the legs, working the back, doing maybe a push-up row, the chest and the back, because those are large muscle groups in the body. When you start doing more of that, you are again tearing those largest muscle groups in the body that then are helping you tap into your fat stores that then get you to change your body composition. Those are the things that I do with the people that I train on the organic fitness program. Where your starting point is absolutely fine, because the kind of quote that comes to mind is, what you have done in the past is a direct result of where you are right now. What you will do in the future is the determination of what you're going to get. And remember, you're focusing for improvement. You're looking to be a healthier, a happier individual, doing workouts, whatever, whenever they suit you, but just make sure you do it, because you cannot gain the advantage of something you do not do. Don't say, I can't, I don't have time, because the person who says they can't and the person who says they can, they're both right. But making sure it fits your day, it fits your lifestyle, and getting it done and making a priority, because whatever you make priority gets done. You know what I mean? And very little gets done in the bed, but one or two things. But after that, very little gets done. So you make sure that you're making these workouts fit your lifestyle. 20 minutes is a minimum requirement. And if you don't have 20 minutes, you don't have, I suppose, an issue with your weight. You have a time management issue. And that's really important to remember that. Make it fit your day. And I suppose that's, in a nutshell, an expansion on can you get a good workout in at home? You certainly can. And those finishers are a great way to tap into your fat stores. And I do highly recommend those as a way of either going 20 seconds on with a 30-second rest. Jumping jacks is a great exercise. It's again elevating your heart rate, getting you into the fat burning zone, which is typically 220 minus your age, which I do recommend at the end of my own workouts and people that I train. Jumping jacks, high knees, we have air squats, we have squat crunch. Again, it's about keeping and elevating that heart rate right at the end of that session, that you can keep and elevate your heart and get yourself into that better body composition that you're looking for. So next question we got in. I love this question. Why? Because it's about eggs, and I eat eggs every single day. I'm going to have eggs directly after this podcast as well. So I record these in the morning. They're typically a classic protein source that we'll touch on. So we come from Leslie 1981 on TikTok. Okay, TikTok is one of my favorite social media platforms, which I'm extremely active on at this moment in time. So do eggs affect your cholesterol, and how many should we have in a day? This has been totally disproven right now. The cholesterol found in eggs is completely different to the cholesterol found in your blood. So as long as you don't have an underlying heart condition, I would recommend 3, if not 4 eggs, okay? Because they are something that are low carbohydrates, in fact, nearly 0. We have healthy fats, which is found in the egg yolk. And don't be throwing that away as well. If you are, you're throwing away half of the protein source. And the egg whites then being the other half of the egg, which I do recommend everybody to consume. A lot of people have an egg whites, which a lot of marketing people took and gained advantage of. I actually wonder in my head, where did all those yolks go? So this is a single ingredient food. It's nature's multivitamin. You can literally boil 6 eggs, hard boil them, and they are snacks for you to go and bring anywhere with you. When I first started, I suppose, training, that was one of the most simplest things. I don't know where it came from. I just literally had the idea in my head that I needed something that was a single ingredient food that wasn't loaded with, I suppose, added sugar, that protein bars you can get on the go. Actually, I did a bit of traveling. I was in Thailand at the time, and that's a thing. They sell like boiled eggs in the shop, and I was eating those on the go. It was great to go into a convenience store. It was called 7-Eleven there in Thailand, but Central Little Rallies, don't know why they're not doing it either. Just a full egg. You can crack, peel, and sprinkle and crush up the likes of the eggshell, and the birds are going to eat it, biodegradable. It's simple. Its own nature's covering without any plastic. It's a sure winner. But that's what I do. And Those are the things that I recommend. And there's so many different benefits to eggs. You can, especially those antioxidants found in the egg yolks. Don't throw away the egg yolk, please. So the advantage of it is that those antioxidants called lutein and zeaxanthin, those improve blood flow to the back of the eye. That's something that you can be able to increase your concentration. Another thing is they're high in omega-3 healthy fats, especially the free range, especially the organic ones. Why? It's because of what the animals are fed. You are what you eat. And those omega-3s are something that can improve your brain's ability to retain information. That is something that I wish I knew when I was going to college, because it really would have helped me. I remember being in school doing the leaving cert and the junior cert even before that, and I was being pop fed supplements with fish oils in them that have been actually proven, again, not to actually work a high percentage of the time. But I'm telling you, omega-3 in your diet, because every vitamin and mineral comes from foods. Yet we're trying and we're being recommended by doctors, by such and such an influencer. The day I start recommending you to take powders and to take something that comes and you can sprinkle in and onto, let's say, into your tea or drink that helps you improve your overall health, is the day that you should stop listening to me. I am recommending whole foods. Why? Because every vitamin and mineral is found in whole foods. Eggs are so important to add into your diet if you are not a vegan. I do train some vegans and vegetarians, and they have to take more supplements than others individuals. That's absolutely fine too. Why? Because for ethical reasons, they don't consume eggs. But for the most part, I do recommend eggs to people to add into your diet. It's something that is simply cooked. You can do so many different things with them. You can scramble them. You can add them into baked goods. I do a sweet potato brownie, which incorporate in eggs. That contains cacao as well. That's another thing that I highly recommend from New and Naturals that I have a discount code for. It's Colman 15. If you're looking to save money and be healthy, I do recommend those to you today, tomorrow, the next day. You buy it online, ship straight to your door. Winning on that. New Naturals are lads, Galway-based company, keeping it Irish. And other than that, it's something that I have on my diet because of those high antioxidants that, again, reduce stress on your body. So less stress, more energy levels. All these things help you, I suppose, improve your overall health. And that's, I suppose, that question in a nutshell. And then I suppose the next question, final two questions, are about topics such as, are you doing growing courses? Yes, I am. I'm doing growing courses. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the exact location as of yet. It'll be January, so stay tuned for that. It is going to be, I'm allowed to say dates, 8th of January. And it will be in the Midlands, middle of the country, so people can flock from left, right, up, down, north, south, east, west to this location. It'll be talking about the beneficial foods that you can add to your diet while also being able to grow a little bit of them too, coming into the spring. So it'll be January the 8th. Write it down in your calendar and book it in. Book it free, book it off, so you can book in. Book it off so you can book it in. There you go. That is the latest of the growing courses that I'll be doing in the Midlands. Nearly said it. Nearly. Hold your horses. And that is something that I'm looking forward to. Why? Because I really do believe that a lot of people would love to improve their overall health and are just unsure, and they would love to grow a little bit of their own, but again, are totally unsure and they're looking for the basics. And I'm going to point people in the right direction, because sowing a seed is one of the most cheapest and enjoyable things as a result of that. Growing your own food, being more sustainable, getting the best type of food with 0 miles, a couple of meters out from your back door to your veg patch. Whether you have a polytunnel, whether you have a square meter by meter where you can grow carrots, potatoes, kale, rocket, arugula, all those things could be simply sown in the ground. Tomatoes, lads, if you haven't tasted organic tomatoes, my mouth waters as I talk and record these episodes talking about foods, because breakfast is coming right up directly after this. And I always recommend, I suppose, single ingredient foods for your breakfast. And by goodness, if you're going, I'm going to definitely have some type of carrots as well. This morning I'm going to saute them. But talking about foods and courses, now we're touching on the likes of what's up next is the retreat. The Organic Fitness Retreat is next November the 26th. It is based, I can talk about this one because it's booked in already, based in Westport. The activities that are included in that are fun-filled from the moment you get up. You got grounding with myself, starting at 7 a.m. And if you're not up, I'm going to tickle your feet and get you out of the bed. So we got 7 a.m. grounding, followed by yoga with Karen Kaz, we call her. And that's a 30-minute session. There will be sea swims. There will be nutritional talks. There will be growing talks. Kara's doing the nutritional talks, and you have myself doing the growing and mentoring side of it. Then we have a personal development coach, which I'm working with myself, and I do highly recommend. Joanne Maloney, based again up in the west of Ireland, and we'll be coming to the retreats that we come together and we combine the 4 of our different experts in our field, both nutrition, growing, training, and spiritual with the grounding and yoga, all inclusive of people, I suppose, having a holistic health approach. Because like I say this often, health and your fitness is not just about how many days you train. It isn't very important. You need to train for so many different reasons. Why? It increases your metabolism, helps you improve your body composition, and it's good for your mental health. But as a result of that, it's the people that are coming to this retreat and really do make it. It's the activities, it's the foods, it's everything. When you come there, you meet people that literally make the whole thing. It's actually, for the most part, it's not the people that host it that you're going to meet and you're going to, oh, it's great to meet Colman, it's great to meet Cara, it's great to meet Kaz, it's great to meet Joe. It's more so the friends that you make there. And the last 3 retreats, they've been absolute belters. It's such a joy to be involved in it. And anybody that gives a review, if you know them or have seen some of the videos, it's non-stop laughing, because that's the way it is. It's people that are all like-minded. They're all on the same, I suppose, journey of improving their overall health. They're looking for the next thing, the next step, the ring on the ladder, the step from where you are now to where you want to be, and getting to know people in Ireland, or for the most part, there's people who come from America, there's people that have come from Scotland, further afield, the UK, we'll get them in before Brexit shuts the door completely on them bad boys. God help them. So they come over and they meet people, they make friends, and they keep in contact with them through social media. And that's why I love social media for the most part. There's so many different beneficial informations. My English not so good. There's so much information out there that's beneficial for you, but you just need to find it and try and connect with people that are giving out information that's positive, because there's a lot of negativity out there right now. Telling the things that you can't do, telling the things that you can do. I'll always tell you the things that you can do. Why? Because there's so many different things, such as from the foods, from the moment you get up, to de-stressing, to workouts, to thinking and focusing in on the positives, because what you're focusing on really will expand. There's too many people saying I can't, there's too many people saying I really am not able to, but you need to do what you can, wherever you are right now. Wherever you are listening to this, whether you're walking, you're cleaning the house, you're driving to work, this podcast, these retreats, the Organic Fitness Program is 100% for you if you're looking to improve any area of your fitness. Because it's something that I struggled with before. I was unsure of foods. I didn't know what training to do. And I actually struggled with, I suppose, being surrounded with negative people. I eliminated those things. I decluttered my life. And now I live both a happier and a healthier, a simpler life. Okay. And it was great to have, I suppose, Ash on the podcast last week. If you didn't check that episode out, I highly, highly recommend it. It's something that she talks about her weight loss journey, how many days she felt, 7 days, a minimum of 7 days, changing up her diet, changing up her routine, adding in minimum of 4 workouts a week to improve her body composition and her positivity. It's something that I do recommend to people. And as a result of that, I suppose that's wrapping up this week's episode of the Organic Fitness Podcast. So just to want to close off on a couple of separate words. If anybody is looking for either a question to be called out and you want your name shouted out, co-signed, which most people do, hit me up in the DMs, either on TikTok or Instagram or on YouTube as well, or even send me an email if you want to be anonymous. That's fine. You want your question shouted out, hit me up, because you ask the question and I answer it. It's as simple as that. And just as I was to end on a positive note, because I'm a positive man, I want you to do one thing today, just one thing for someone. It can be a small little thing. Buy them a cup of coffee. Actually, we'll go with green tea. Buy them something small that's healthy. It could be something that they could cook with. It could be that bouillon, the healthy organic veg stock that I constantly talk about that you should add into your meals. It could be buying someone a packet of hemp seeds, packet of flax seeds. maybe some organic oats and leave it on their desk, or send it to them, or drop it on their front door. So just do something small for someone else. Again, it doesn't actually even have to cost you anything. Just ring somebody, chat to someone who you haven't actually talked to in previously a long period of time, and you know that they would really enjoy it and love to hear from you, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend. And these are the things that I do, and these are the things that I recommend. Why? Because for the most part, most people want to be happier and healthier. And that starts with today. It starts with you doing the things that you know that will help you, right? Hope you do it. I know you will. All right, lads. Love ending these podcasts by saying, stay tuned, stay classy, and keep it organic.